In Points West tonight,
3 months after being sent to jail, the West Country vicar who abused young boys is sacked.
party peril, the clifftop rave that nearly ended in tragedy. Now revellers are warned to steer clear of the gorge.
Also tonight, new beginning or false dawn? Another takeover on the cards at Swindon Town, but is it the real deal?
And I'll be here to remember Elvis 30 years on.
Yeah, the Super Jumbo finally gets the go-ahead to carry passengers.
And confused about the weather? Well, it's time for another edition of Ask Angwin.
We'll look forward to that, but first, as the success or the letdown of the A-level results sinks in for individual pupils, this year's figures have set new records for some schools and colleges right across the West.
Most have seen their best results yet, with a few achieving 100% pass rates.
Well, now Maurice Flynn has been at the UCAS headquarters in Cheltenham, where they deal with the tens of thousands of pupils aiming for their next step, university.
Well, calls have been coming into this centre all day, and no one who's answering the phone here really cares about the debate over whether exams are getting easier or not, because they know that these A-level results are so much more important than the actual grades achieved. To all of the callers coming in here, they're a key to moving on to studying your dream subject, a step towards your chosen career, or a chance to finally leave home. Now, don't go worrying about that right now, because we're going to first of all check out your messages and how A-level results day has unfolded right across the West. At Weston College in Weston-super-Mare, a quiet celebration of an important milestone. It's the first time everyone here has passed, and 3/4 were grades A to C.
Going to Cardiff, Anna? Me too.
Spirits were high at Chippenham's Harden Hewish School. Amid the joy, though, simple relief for these straight A students.
Oh, it's unbelievable. After, I don't know, just after all that, it just really kicks in now, and it's, all it's paid off, and now I'm really, really chuffed.
Yeah, I needed 3 Bs to get into biochemistry at Southampton, and I got 3 As in maths, chemistry and biology, and a B in further maths, which I took as an extra one. So, yay, I'm going.
So thrilled by her result, this girl didn't believe it was true.
I got an A in psychology. I thought I'd failed, but obviously not.
What did you actually get?
2 A's and a B.
At Bristol's Ashton Park, after the initial reaction, it was down to the detailed scrutiny of the marks.
I dropped 1 mark in the media synopsis.
At Badminton School in Clifton, again record results and a promising future for its pupils.
Oh my god, you're going to Oxford! Yay!
Outside Richard Hewish College in Taunton, impossible to find anyone unhappy.
I'm very pleased. Hopefully I can go to university with these, so that's the main thing. It's such a relief just to get them out of the way and just have the grades we wanted, really. I think this is...
At Redknock School in Dursley, even the boys were uncharacteristically outward about their feelings. With revision well and truly over, celebrations are now the most pressing thing on most of their minds. Well, with record results, everyone we're seeing is pretty much celebrating. But of course, that's only half the story. There's plenty of people who haven't got quite the results they wanted to go on to university, and that's what they're dealing with here at UCAS. The helpline number is already open. It's 0870 11 222 11. And if you do make a call here, the sort of voice that might be picking it up is like Jilly. Jilly, what sort of calls have you been taking today?
Well, I've had a real mixture of calls today. We've had some really joyful calls, just wanting to double check that they have definitely got into their places, which is always nice. Then we've had the ones who've not quite met their conditions, so have gone into clearing, so we're keeping them positive and telling them all their options. And then we get the ones who are completely surprised because they've not met the conditions, but the university's still been able to offer the place, which is always a bonus.
Now, are there pretty much options no matter what situation you find yourself in?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's over 30,000 courses available through clearing, so although you do have to bear in mind that you need to be a bit more flexible in clearing, you may not get exactly the course you intended or exactly the university, but there are different combinations of all different subjects for you to go for.
So what's the first instance people should do? If they're at home, they haven't got the grades they want, even if they're really, really good grades but just a few points off what they're expecting, what should they do?
don't panic. Call the university you're originally intended for, because as I've had many people call in today, you still may be able to get the vacancy. If not, go onto ucas.com and look on the clearing vacancy and type in the subject you want. That's going to then list all of the universities that provide all the different courses, and you can just give them a call, discuss it with them, tell them what grade you have got, and hopefully they're going to be able to offer you something. And then if they do, give us a call and we'll sort out getting your clearing passport sent.
Julie, thank you very much for that advice. And this call centre is staying open until 8 o'clock tonight. It's open again between 8 and 8 tomorrow. And that website Julie was mentioning is ucas.com. You can check out more details on there as well.
Thank you. And if you got your A-level results this morning, I certainly hope that you got the grades that you needed. There were a few tears of relief in our house this morning, and that was just me.
And congratulations to your daughter, I understand.
Yeah, she did well, but not too much drinking tonight, just because you passed.
You've been told on television. Nothing worse than that. Oh, Dad, what have you done?
That was general, not just to Polly.
Oh, okay, right. Now.
That's about it from us. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Good evening and welcome to Spotlight on Thursday the 16th of August. The main news here in the southwest tonight. The mother told she would have to wait 35 minutes for an ambulance as her baby struggled to breathe.
Yeah, I thought she was like dying, so I was quite, quite scared. And I just sort of said, well, I'm just going to have to run and get a neighbour. I just wanted someone to help her as quickly as possible, really.
An international row breaks out over a house believed to have been designed by Thomas Hardy. And Plymouth gets a multi-million-pound boost after winning the battle to host the Transat yacht race.
Also later in the programme, if you've never been to an air show, then you're in for a real treat. Because earlier on today, thousands of people were wowed by the most spectacular aerobatic display. And getting set for the procession, Dawlish Carnival this evening is ready to rock.
Now, thousands of families across the southwest have spent the day celebrating or commiserating following the release of this year's A-level results. Spotlight had cameras out across the region as the results were unveiled. Aisha Iqbal has the details.
After months of hard work and nervous waiting, it was a long-awaited moment at City College in Plymouth where the A-level results had finally arrived.
Okay, thank you very much.
And there were a mixed range of emotions as the students tore open their envelopes.
CDD.
Yeah, pretty happy with that.
Oh man. I have a job, I don't care.
I got U in chemistry, U in maths, B in computers, and D in biology.
At Woodruff School in Lyme Regis, one student cut her holiday abroad short as she was so anxious about her results. Now with 5 A's, she's off to Oxford to study medicine.
I didn't feel the exams had gone terribly well, so sort of flying back from France, I thought they were going to be quite borderline. But no, so I'm amazed they're so good.
For those who were a little concerned, there was some hope. The University of Plymouth brought its A-level advice centre to Fistral Beach in Newquay, so students could confirm their places or enter the clearing process.
I would have had to go all the way to Plymouth from Newquay, which would have been like 2 hours or so, but instead we just travelled 5 minutes down the road.
Yeah, it was really useful. It was because otherwise we would have had gone all the way, as Anthony said, we would have had to gone all the way back up to Plymouth to get our results.
And back in Plymouth, it was the end of a long wait, with teenagers getting back to life as normal. Aisha Iqbal, BBC Spotlight, City College, Plymouth.